Welcome everybody to Headlock Field, where in today's matchup is between the visiting Noble Knights and your Portland Bulldogs. As Portland is warming up, Noble's lineup leading off, starting at second is Owen Gray. Next is Owen Orlando at shortstop. Nathan Locke at first. Carl Gregoire pitching. Dominic Dumont in left. Dylan Schaff in right. Bryce Farwell behind the plate. Ethan Stokes at third. And rounding things out in the batting order is Tanner Philippone DHing. And the starting center fielder for Noble is Adam Dumont. And Owen Gray steps up. And he will be facing Lucas Milliken, who throws the first pitch. It's on the outside corner for strike one.
Well, we're back at it again this year, Seth. Covered baseball.
It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. It's April 25th.
Yeah, it is really nice. Not a cloud in sight.
It's a 1-1 count. Low and outside for ball two.
Yeah, you and I having sat at a few cold Sea Dogs games, this is real nice.
Outside for ball three. And on the outside corner for strike two. Loads the count up. 3-2 pitch is lined and it's foul. Bailey Jordan.
Yeah, it was a great try. Yeah, a little too early in the game and the season to be diving for those, but just out of reach.
And it's ball four. So Owen Gray is the first runner of the game. Owen Orlando at the plate.
Keep our eye on the runner at first.
It's popped up into the... It drifts to shallow outfield, and Cam Allen gets the first out.
Well, that's what you like after throwing a lot of pitches to the first batter to get the second batter out fairly quick. Keep that pitch count down.
Both of these teams not starting off the season the way they want to. Noble is 0-3. Portland is 1-2 as the first pitch to Nathan Locke is up high for ball one. And both teams have been subject to 10-run rules this season. Portland has their 2 losses are 10-run rule. And I believe Noble has 2 as well, yes. And so both teams are going to look to get back into that win column today. Noble trying to get there first, Portland trying to get there second. It's a 3-1 count. And that's another walk issued by Lucas Milliken. So runners on second and first.
The pitcher, number 11, Carl Gregoire.
And Carl Gregoire at the plate has a chance to help himself out. And he's going to bunt. It's on the outside corner, though.
Well, and the thing, too, for Portland is knowing that with a runner on second, they don't have to keep the runner on at first, so they can play their normal positions with a left-hander.
It's up high for ball one.
And that's a real big help. And one's a wild already, Don, early in the season. Batter 11, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out.
And there for strike two.
Don always keeping us up on the scoreboard with the numbers.
And in there for strike three, so 2 outs with Dominic Dumont.
Well, let's see if we can break that streak. There was a walk and out, a walk and out. Let's see if we can get another out.
Ball one. And pickoff attempt. Gray back safely. That's fouled back.
Oh, that one was close early.
It's a 1-1 count. Up high for ball two. Fouled back. It's a 2-2 count.
And now two's a wild. Batter number 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Wow. Well, I think we've accomplished that early in the game.
Up high for ball three. Owen Gray at second. Nathan Locke at first will be taking off on the pitch. It's hit into center. Buck tracking it and gets it.
Way to go.
And that looked like it was carrying, but Regan Buck up to the task of getting the third out. And so after half an inning complete, it's Noble 0, Portland coming up. Here we go for the bottom of the first as Noble is warming up. Portland's lineup, batting first in left field is Hunter Temple. Pitching is Lucas Milliken. In center field is Regan Buck. The DH is Connor Daniels. Behind the plate is Jacob Johnson. At third is Brody Viola. At shortstop is Cam Allen. At second is Lucas Legage. In right field is Joe Mancini. And at first is Bailey Jordan. And here we go. Hunter Temple leading things off for Portland. Down the middle for strike one. And it's hit foul. Just barely down the third baseline.
Yeah, the third baseman definitely would have had that gobbled up if it wasn't a little bit off the line. Definitely had a good beat on it.
Oh, 0-2 pitch. And that's a dribbler, third baseline. Stokes fields it, and a high throw takes Locke off the bag.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think he would have caught him anyway. He was down the line fairly quick, and that was a slow roller. So we'll have to see what the officials. I would, Don, I'd give him a hit.
And that's hit past Orlando.
That was Lucas Milliken singling to left field.
So Lucas Milliken puts a second runner on the board. And Regan Buck with a runner in scoring position. That's ripped down the third base line, and the runners will hold.
Well, you know, what a couple of, after that first little dribbler, the last two hits have been screamers. And, you know, Regan Buck made a nice play in the outfield to end the top of the first, and now he's got a nice hit here in the bottom of the first.
And now Connor Daniels has a chance to put Portland on the board. Temple at third, Milliken at second, Buck at first. And that's a dribble up the middle. And it's a double play, but that scores Temple.
Well, Noble did exactly what they needed to do. They gave up a run, but they got 2 outs.
Johnson.
And Jacob Johnson at the plate swings for strike one.
And, you know, that's great baseball fundamentals. Scoop the ball, nice easy toss to your second baseman so he can throw it on to first.
Swing and a miss for strike two.
Wow. And the pitcher for Noble is 1 strike away from getting out of this half inning.
And swing and a miss for strike three.
And he did just that. Way to pitch out of it.
And yeah, Carl Gregoire was in trouble there, but seemed like he took a deep breath and settled down. And so Portland only able to get 1 run on the board. So after 1 complete, it's Portland 1, Noble nothing. Here we go for the top of the second. Dylan Schaff leading things off. It's hit into center, and Regan Buck gets the out.
He played that perfectly because, you know, he was shaded towards a right field in the bottom of the first, so he had that placement just perfect. That
one's hit into left.
Did that hit off the tip of his glove? I'm not sure if I could hear that or not with my headphones on. But that was ripped.
And that was Bryce Farwell. Ethan Stokes at the plate. Just inside for ball one.
Boy, we've seen some hard hit balls so far in this game. A few on the ground, a few liners.
Swing and a miss for strike one. And just before the game, the wind was blowing hard in towards the batter's box. And
Yeah.
there for strike two.
Looks like it's died down a little bit. The flag is just hanging there, so which is good for us because then the wind's not blowing in our direction.
It's fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Pickoff attempts, but Farwell back in time. And it's ball two. Farwell on the pitch took a large couple steps. And that pitch is right over the batter, making it a full count.
Yeah, he's just got to take a deep breath and get the ball over the plate.
Up high. That is the third walk so far for Lucas Milliken.
Yeah, he's been lucky so far, but sometimes with those walks, the luck is going to run out, so he's got to be careful.
Tanner Philippone at the plate. That's hit into right, and he's being waved around. Farwell, and the throw's offline. So that's going to put a run on the board for Noble.
Yeah, and on the throw, the runner went down to second. You know, I'm not sure if throwing to home, knowing that you probably weren't going to get him, maybe just throw it into the infield, keep the runner for the double play. But now there's two runners in scoring position.
So Owen Gray at the plate with two in scoring position. That's hit out into center. Buck will get under it, and he's going to be thrown out by a mile.
Well,
Regan Buck with an arm.
oh, mercy.
So Regan Buck is responsible for both outs.
Yeah, you know,
Actually, this inning, he was responsible for all three outs.
yeah. And, you know, the thing, too, is, you know, Noble got away with it on the throw from right. And I think you're right. They forgot who was in center because it wasn't even close.
So Noble capitalizes on the walk and the throwing mistake to home to score a run. But that was it for Noble in the top half of the second. So after 1.5 complete, it's Portland 1, Noble 1. And here we go for the bottom of the second. Brody Viola at the plate, leading things off for Portland. We'll see if Portland can get the run back. It's up high for ball one. on the outside part of the plate for strike one. It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. You know, keeping it away from the batter.
And that curved over the plate, but it was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think it had him just a smidge fooled. But that bottom just dropped right out on it.
1-2 count. And it's foul tipped into the mitt of Schaff. And so Brody Viola goes down the way of strikeout.
Cam Allen.
So that brings up Cam Allen. Swing and a miss for strike one.
Yeah, another beautiful outside corner pitch.
And that's a slow roller to Orlando. Fires it over and is safe. That ball was just hit slow enough for Cam Allen to beat the throw out.
Well, and that's why in the first inning, that hit down to that slow roller down to third, and the runner running down was given a hit for that simple reason: speed will always win out.
So Lucas Legage hits it to Locke. Locke over to Orlando for the second out.
Well, you know, that's a great play by the first baseman. He was going in that direction anyway, so his momentum was going there. But he made a great play. Stop and throw.
So Joe Mancini up to bat. 2 outs. Legage at first. It's inside for ball one. And there for strike one. It's a 1-1 count. Fouled back.
Right off the end of the bat. Yeah, this pitcher is definitely not trying to throw inside. After the first inning with those hot hit balls to the left, he's keeping the ball away.
And it's in there for strike three.
Oh, he gave him the nasty pitch.
And so that shuts Portland down in the bottom of the second. So after a shaky first by Gregoire, he comes into the second and only allows 1 hit. And so after 2 complete innings, it's Portland 1, Noble 1. Here we go for the top of the third. Owen Orlando leading things off. For Noble, he pops it into shallow left, and Cam Allen drifting backwards to get the first out.
The first baseman, number 16, Nathan
Well, and that was good communication between the left fielder and shortstop.
And there for strike one, Nathan Locke at the plate. It's low for ball one. That's hit into shallow right, and it drops. So a one-out hit for Noble.
Well, and that was definitely the smart play. You don't want to be diving for that ball and have it get past you, because it would definitely be a double, if not a triple. So heads up play by the right fielder.
That's a pop-up, Carl Gregoire, and caught by LeGage. So 2 outs with Dominic Dumont at the plate. And it's inside for ball one.
And, you know, halfway decent crowd for a Thursday afternoon. Everyone has a nice seat in the sun.
Outside
Ooh.
for ball two. And throw down is in center. And Locke turned around and went back to second.
Well, when you consider who's playing center field.
So a 3-0 count to Dumont. Right down the middle for strike one.
Yeah, Dumont taking all the way.
Up high for ball four.
the Noble right fielder, number 17, Dylan Shaw.
So Dylan Schaff now batting. 2 on for Noble. And Milliken turning around, checking on Locke at second. That's on the inside part of the plate for strike one. Down low. It's a 1-1 count.
Well, the one thing about the Portland pitcher, you know, that ball was in the dirt. He's thrown a lot of balls for walks, but that's kind of like the first one in the dirt.
And foul tipped for strike two.
You know, which I guess is a good thing because it just shows that it's a control issue. It's not a wild issue. And get that under control.
And swing and a miss.
Just like that.
For strike three. Puts Noble away in the top of the third. And so, despite the walk and the couple base runners, Portland puts Noble up on the board as a goose egg for the top of the third. So after 2.5 complete, it's Portland 1, Noble 1. Here we go for the bottom of the third. Leading things off for Portland is the top of the lineup, Hunter Temple.
Temple got the first hit of the game.
Yes, and he is responsible for the only run for Portland in this game. And it's outside for ball 1.
And he had that little dribbler down to third. And let me just show you the third baseman. He's moved in a couple of steps this time.
Swing and a miss. It's a 1-1 count.
So by moving in, he's going to take away at least one hop of that baseball if it comes his way again, and this time throw him out at first. So we'll see if that takes place or not.
And great plate discipline by Temple,
Yeah,
not biting on that pitch.
yeah, that was a good check.
It's a 2-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 count. And that's ripped into left. And it's over the head of Dominic Dumont. Temple going 3 and slides head first. So a triple by Hunter Temple.
Well, let me just tell you, that young man out there in left field made one heck of a try. And let me tell you, he came within inches of a top 10 play on ESPN. That was beautiful. Just couldn't get it.
So that brings up Lucas Milliken, who can help himself out. Up high for ball 1. And that's ripped foul. Milliken a tad bit out in front.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If it's hit on the ground, that's a little different, but it looked like it flew over the bag, but it was foul.
One pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, now the pitcher's got to decide. If I throw a pitch outside and he hits it down to second, he's going to score.
That's ripped into left over the head of Dumont. And that's going to bring in, and Milliken in there safe at third. And so that's going to go down as a double and a error.
Well, let me just say that the left fielder on that one did not even stand a chance like he did on the first one. But boy, the first two batters are just toasting that ball.
And Regan Buck with a runner on third. It's on the inside corner for strike 1.
Well, You know, this is the second time through the lineup, and maybe the batters have now got a beat on this pitcher.
Swing and a miss for strike two. And that's going to be misplayed by Stokes.
Well, you know, unfortunately for Stokes, he had his eye on the ball and then he took it off, and he had his eye on third base to try to get the runner out. And the ball didn't get to the glove in time when he took his eye off it.
So Connor Daniels at the plate. There's no outs. Buck on at first. Taking a generous lead. And it's in there for strike one. Daniels was ready to bunt.
Unfortunately for the third baseman, that was a tailor-made double play.
And it's in there for strike two. And Buck takes second.
Well, that was played out perfect for Portland. They got the runner to second, and they still got another pitch to go with this batter, so that's good.
And that's hit. And Orlando eats it.
Yeah, I had left the camera in the middle of the field because I wasn't sure if Buck was going to take home or the throw to first. So I think next time I'll just zoom out. Well, that was perfect. We're going to have a pinch runner.
And
I think it's number 9. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it's number 9, Bailey Jordan, in for number 19, Connor Daniels.
So it's number 9, Don.
Running at first base for Daniels is number 9, Bailey Jordan.
And a throw over by Gregoire. Another pickoff attempt. Jacob Johnson at the plate. In the dirt for ball one.
I think, Don, that's the first pitch home.
Runners on the corner. And Gregoire steps off. In there for strike one. And a pickoff attempt to third. Buck dives back in.
Well, and this is the time when the game really slows down. But the thing for this team is they can't let up any more runs. So the pitcher needs to be careful.
Fouled back. It's a 1-2 count.
I mean, this is why they have a pitch clock in the major leagues. But down here in high school ball, there's a ton of leeway.
And that's hit into right. That's going to score. Buck. And Bailey Jordan goes all the way to third.
We're going to have a visit to the mound. And we'll take a timeout.
Third baseman, number 7, Brody.
And we're back. Brody Viola at the plate. Runners on the corners once again. That ball was hit into left. Outside for ball 1. And Portland has definitely been out in front because all of the hard hit balls have been to left field. And it's in there for strike 1. Viola took the pitch for Johnson to take second.
And a good reason to get the front of your jersey dirty with no throw.
Up high for ball 2.
Well, as I said earlier on, the second time through the lineup for Portland, and they have the pitcher's number here.
Inside for ball 3.
And they're all playing in because with 2 runners in scoring position, they really cannot afford for another hit here.
It's fouled. Three-two pitch is hit into center, and it's Jordan tagging up, and Jordan scores, but Johnson gets thrown out trying to take third,
and there's a discussion with the coach on third. And the unfortunate part here is the umpire where he is definitely saw the tag, but he may not have seen the tips of the fingers touch the bag first. And so it's the umpire's discretion, but definitely the coach could see the hand touch the bag first.
So Cam Allen at the plate. Bases are empty now. 2 down for Portland. It's a foul tip.
You know, and the good thing, too, is, you know, the coach said what he wanted to say, and it's all over. And it's no fault of the umpire because there's only one umpire on the infield.
It's in there for strike 2. Outside for ball 1.
And this has been a long half inning for this team out on the field.
Sometimes as a pitcher, you like the runs, but the longer you have to sit, it becomes one of those things where your arm starts to get cold.
Yeah, especially when it's cold.
In the dirt for ball 3. It's a full count. 2 down.
Yeah, we got a good battle going on here.
And it's hit into right and couple of feet to the right of the line for foul.
Yeah, just not hit high enough. A long way to run.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. Ends the bottom half of the third, but not before Portland has a huge inning with a triple, a double, and 2 singles to score 4 runs. And so after 3 complete, it's Portland 5, Noble 1. Here we go for the top of the 4th. Bryce Farwell leading things off for Noble. First pitch is ripped foul down the third base line.
Well, the thing for the Portland pitcher now is needs to come out and shut down the Noble team here and make a quick half inning.
And off of the mask of Johnson for strike 2. And it looks like we have someone going down for Noble into the visiting bullpen as Farwell hits it high into center. And Buck having to take a couple steps back, and it looked like it drifted on him.
Yeah. Well, tip of a cap out there by his pitcher.
So Ethan Stokes at the plate, a dribbler to first, and throws it to Milliken.
Sorry I'm laughing, but that could have been a disaster because the first baseman got the ball over there just as the pitcher got there and the runner.
And he threw it he threw it overhand instead of tossing it, as that's a dribbler. Milliken will pick it up, and not in time. So Tanner Philippone gets a 2-out hit for Noble.
Well, and he's fortunate he didn't throw the ball away. You definitely don't want a runner on second with 2 outs.
And Owen Gray at the plate. It's low for ball 1.
Runner's got a good lead over there at first.
A pickoff attempt. And Philippone back safe. And Philippone takes off, but that's a pop-up into right. And it's through the glove of Mancini. And this wind is wreaking havoc on the outfielders.
Well, and the thing is Buck did a great job backing up that play, because that kept that runner from third even thinking of running home.
The shortstop, number 7.
Owen Orlando.
Well, with 2 outs here, Portland's in a little bit of a trouble.
It's outside for ball 1.
And if they can get out of this, Buck saved him a run with his arm.
And that's hit through the gap into left, scoring a run.
Well, and just like that, Noble's got a run on the board. Boy, that happened quick.
The first baseman, number 16, Nathan Locke.
And Nathan Locke at the plate. And in the dirt for ball 1. Milliken needing to take a breath. Up high for ball 2. In there for strike 1. But the runners move over on the pass ball. And that's ripped into right. That's going to score 2. So Noble back within 1.
Just like that.
And we're going to have a mound visit for Portland. And we'll take a break. And we're back. Carl Gregoire at the plate. Locke on at first. And Milliken checking on Locke. It's outside for ball 1. And Locke takes off, and it's foul.
Whew. Fortunately for Portland, that was just foul. And now the flag, the wind is whipping out towards right field. So, you know, now that I noticed the flag, you can understand why that ball made it over the right fielder's head on the pop-up, because that wind went from no wind to really whipping. You can see the flag out there. There was no wind.
And in there for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count.
They really got to get this batter out here.
And that's hit to Allen. Allen will fire it over. One hop. And Bailey Jordan getting the nice fielding play to end the inning. But not before Noble gets 3 back on Portland. And so after 3.5 complete, it's Portland 5, Noble 4. Here we go for the bottom of the 4th. Lucas Legage at the plate. And out in the bullpen, Aiden Roberts is warming up. In there for strike 1.
Well, Noble looking for its first win and Portland looking for its second. And we got a good game going on here.
On the outside corner for strike 2. And swing and a miss for strike 3. So that brings up Joe Mancini.
Joe Mancini.
Outside for ball 1.
You know, I have to say that this umpire, a lot of times in high school ball, that home plate's a mere suggestion, and they tend to call strikes a little further out. He's been pretty good.
That's hit into right, and that's going to be over the head of Schaff. So a 1-out double for Mancini.
Well, like I said, that wind is blowing out to right field pretty hard. And a little misjudged, but it got out there quick, too.
The left fielder, number 2, Hunter Temple.
Well, Portland with a chance to get one back here.
And Hunter Temple at the plate is 2 for 2 with a single and a triple. And that's ripped. That's going to one-hop the wall. And that's going to score another run. So Hunter Temple with a double.
So he's, is he a home run away from the cycle?
He is.
Okay. Not sure if he can put one out, but if he hits it towards center field and it gets past the center fielder, we could have a cycle.
The pitcher, number 6, Lucas Milliken.
And Lucas Milken at the plate. And Carl Gregoire has had a tough time with the top of the lineup for Portland.
Well, that's what you want in the top of your lineup, though. You want your batters to give the pitcher a hard time.
It's ball 2. Yeah, Hunter Temple's 2 for 2. Lucas Milliken is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Regan Buck is 1 for 1 with a single and reaching on an error. And so that's your top 3 batters. And that's going to be in and out of the glove of Schaff. And so that's going to bring in another run.
Wow. They are definitely plastering that ball all over the field.
So Regan Buck
Number 5, Regan Buck.
That's shot way up, and Farwell cannot handle it. And that wind is not only affecting the outfielders, but also the catcher right there. And if you're not used to playing in this wind, can definitely play tricks on you in the air.
And it doesn't take much either.
It's outside. A 1-1 count to Regan Buck.
You know, so with 1 out, Portland's got back 2 of the 3 runs that Noble got in the top of this inning.
In the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, you have to wonder how much more this pitch is going to go with the other pitcher warmed up in the bullpen.
Up high for ball 3. 3-1 count. Fouled back. It's a full count to Buck. In the dirt for ball 4.
The designated hitter, number 19, Connor Daniels.
And Connor Daniels with 2 on. Milliken at second. Buck at first. And that's hit foul.
Well, and as a lefty, he's got a big wide open hole over there. First baseman, no, now he's stepped off. He's not so close to the first, the batter, the runner on first.
Over the plate for strike 2. Outside for ball 1. up high for ball 2. And just outside for ball 3. Farwell trying to paint the corner with his glove. It's a 3-2 count. And that's ball 4. And that might be it for Gregoire.
Oh, we'll have to see. And we'll take a timeout.
And we're back. And so that was just a mound visit with bases loaded and 1 out. Jacob Johnson at the plate. Milliken at third, Buck at second, Daniels at first. The ball is in the dirt for ball 1.
And it looks like someone's running down to the bullpen. Maybe he's giving him one more batter, but I'm surprised, like you, Seth, that he's still in there.
Right down the middle for strike 1.
And one's a wild, and it looks like the pitcher that was warming up is now coming in from the bullpen. So maybe it's one batter, see how he does. Maybe gets a ground ball for a double play.
And what do you know? Throws home, and there it is. The double play.
I'll tell
1,
you.
2, 3. And so that shuts Portland down from scoring any more runs.
Yeah, just the way the coach drew it up, right?
Yes. And so as I scribe on the score sheet, Portland put up 2 runs, though, in the bottom of the 4th to extend the lead to 3. And so after 4 complete, it's Portland 7, Noble 4. Here we go for the top of the 5th. Dominic Dumont leading things off for Noble. And in there for strike 1. It's on the lower half of the plate. That one hits the dirt for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. That's hit to LeGage. He'll fire it over, and he is safe. It's an infield hit for Dominic Dumont.
Yeah, LeGage let that ball play him. I wonder if he could have just taken one step in and saved one hop and may have gotten him out. It wasn't hit too hard. That was the problem. It wasn't hit hard enough.
Dylan Schaff. Dumont takes off, and no throw. It's goes by Johnson. So it's a 1-0 count. Noble trying to manufacture runs.
Yeah, I mean, they're only down 3, so, and they have, it's only the top of the 5th, so they got 2 more innings after this. I wonder if the coach was telling them, you know, move the runner over here, or at least to get one back.
And he's going to bunt. And Milliken gets the out.
Well, and they're playing for that one run back, so that was a great bunt. He hit it to the right side of the field, exactly where it needed to go.
And Bryce Farwell at the plate with one away. On the outside corner for strike one.
Well, and I have to say, if you hit a fly ball, you got a good chance of scoring, but you don't want to hit it to center. And that's exactly where he's hitting it.
And no chance.
Yeah, like I said, that's the one outfield position they did not want to hit a fly ball to.
The third baseman, number 13.
Ethan Stokes at the plate. Dominic Dumont, I think, took a couple steps off. But I don't know if he looked or if his coach told him not to go. But that was the smart move for Noble. But 2 away. And swing and a miss for strike one. Lucas Milliken trying to get out of this inning after letting off a leadoff single. And Regan Buck gets the third out.
Well, he has definitely been busy this game.
Yeah, he has. He's accounted for 6 of the outs so far.
Wow.
And so after letting off a leadoff single, Lucas Milliken sets him down in order 1, 2, 3 to end the half inning. And so after 4.5 complete, it's Portland 7, Noble 4. Here we go for the bottom of the 5th. Brody Viola leading things off for Portland. Swing and a miss for strike one. And Carl Gregoire still in there. Outside of that top of the 4th, he's been bottom of the 4th, sorry. He's pitched pretty well. Those two half innings. And that's grounded towards Stokes. Stokes will fire it over. And in time.
Yeah, that was a nice throw.
So that brings up Cam Allen.
You know, and we've seen a pretty good defensive game here. I mean, a couple of errors for Noble, none by Portland.
It's fouled.
And, you know, you just said a foul ball. I have to say, there haven't been many of those in this ball game either. I mean, outside of, you know, on the field foul balls.
In there for strike two. It's an 0-2 count. in the dirt for ball one.
Yeah, I wonder how long he's going to be going because his pitches have definitely been a lot lower the last couple innings.
Foul tipped. And so that's 2 away with Lucas LeGage coming up.
Well, and as a pitcher, too, you have to thank your catcher for holding on to those foul tips because a lot of times it'll be a foul tip and not held on. But, you know, he gave the pitcher a strikeout there, and that's always a good thing.
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
You know, the other thing about keeping the pitcher, and I wonder if the coach is like, you know, we're still in this game, and you never know. At the end of the day, he could still win this game.
And low for ball one. Ball two. It's a 2-1 count. Yeah, I mean, the 4 through 9 batter for Portland have only gotten 4 hits. And so if you take away the top 3 hitters for Portland, Carl Gregoire has pitched a pretty good game. And the top 3 hitters account for 7 hits of the 11.
Yeah, they've definitely tattooed the ball today.
And that's a slow roller to Locke at first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Noble. And so a clean half inning for Noble keeps the score the same. It's Portland 7, Noble 4. Here we go for the top of the 6th. Tanner Philippone at the plate, leading things off for Noble. It's down low for ball one. And that's ripped to Jordan at first. And he steps on the bag for the first out.
Well, and that ball bounced up at the last bounce, too. And he's stayed with it.
Second baseman, number 5, Owen Gray.
And those are the kind of plays that they're small, but in the scheme of things, they're big.
And that's hit into right. Mancini there to put Owen Gray away for the second out. Bringing up Owen Orlando.
Shortstop, number 7, Owen Orlando.
And that's ripped into left. So far, Milliken's only pitched 4 pitches so far.
Well, but the thing, too, is I think Noble has got a few runs with 2 outs. So Portland's really got to buckle down here.
Orlando checked on. Nathan Locke at the plate, 2 away. And that's hit out towards Mancini, and he gets there for the third out. So 5-pitch inning for Milliken. Puts Noble away in the top of the 6th. So after 5.5 innings complete, it's Portland 7, Noble 4.
Portland 7.
Here we go for the bottom of the 6th. Joe Mancini leading things off for Portland. Couple of changes in the field for Noble. Evan Ballard is in right now for Dylan Schaff. Nathan Locke moves from 1st to 3rd. Carl Gregoire is at 1st from pitching. And the new pitcher for Noble is number 8, Aiden Roberts. That's a 0-1 count outside for ball 2. Up high for ball 2.
Well, I believe it's 2-1. The umpire hasn't changed our mind yet.
That's pop foul. It's a 2-2 count. And that's ripped to Dumont and dives to get the out.
What a play.
Great diving catch in left field by Noble's Dominic Dumont.
Well, and as a pitcher, just coming in, that goes a long way.
And so Hunter Temple at the plate. And the inside part of the plate for strike 1. We'll see what the top 3 batters for Portland does with a new pitcher. And that's popped into left. Dominic Dumont there to get the second out.
Well, he had a long way to run considering who the batter was, but at least it was an easier catch than the last batter.
And Lucas Milliken up with 2 outs. In there for strike 1. It's outside for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. Two and 1 count to Milliken. Outside for ball 3. And swing and a miss. It's a full count now. and it's on the outside corner of the plate for strike 3. And so a 1-2-3 inning for Noble. In the bottom half of the 6th, keeps the score the same. It's Portland 7, Noble 4. Carl Gregoire leading things off in the top of the 7th for Noble. In there for strike 1. Lucas Milliken trying to get a complete game win. Down low for ball 1.
Yeah, and, we don't have our statistician today. They're up with the big club, but we think he's pretty close to his pitch count.
And it's to Jordan.
Ooh.
And steps on the bag for the out.
Yeah, and he stayed on the bag, and the runner for Noble ran into him.
Dominic Dumont at the plate. And right to Milliken.
Jeez.
Will flip it.
Well, he wants to finish this game, whatever the pitch count is, and he just did a good job at it right there. When you're a pitcher and you're that close, you got to throw the ball and be ready for it to come back at you, and he was.
And Hayden Roberts at the plate. It's in there for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count.
Well, Poland did have someone warming up, so if he reaches his pitch count.
A 3-1 count. And it's ball 4, so a 2-out walk issued by Lucas Milliken.
Well, I don't know. It almost looks like he was trying to avoid him. What did the batter?
And it's a ball to Bryce Farwell.
The runner on first for Noble. What they do this game?
That was their first time at bat, Aiden Roberts. It's in there for strike 1. On the outside corner for strike 2. Noble down to their last strike. Roberts on at first. And swing and a miss. And that puts Noble away. So
And so we'll get the handshakes. And Seth, you can wrap it up.
yeah, I mean, Portland definitely had a complete game other than that 4th inning, letting up 3 runs. I mean, Lucas Milliken pitched really well today. I mean, the defense behind him was there other than a couple of errors that they had, but they were minimal in terms of the final score. But
yeah, and Portland came out of this game with no errors. And, that is such a big deal, too, in high school ball to make sure you don't commit any errors. And as you can see, you can win a close ball game. I mean, it was 7-4. That's close. You don't commit any errors, and you can win.
So I have to say that probably the offensive star of this ball game was Hunter Temple. He was a home run shy of the cycle, and he started the game off with a single. Then he got that triple that went into the corner near the Maine Monster, and then he had a double in the fourth to round things out. But I would definitely have to say he was probably the offensive star of the game.
You know, and as you lead off batter, that's what you want. You want someone to just get on base so the guys behind you can move you over or bring you in. And he did that, and he helped this team out.
And he accounted for 3 of the 7 runs for Portland. So that definitely, getting that leadoff hitter on base can have this momentum in the beginning of games in your favor.
Right.
Defensive star of the game has to go to Regan Buck. He, in a 3-run game, he definitely he had that throw out at home, and from that point, every time there was a runner on at third looking to go home, and they took a couple steps, realized who had the ball, and it was Regan Buck.
Well, you know, and that too can shorten up the other team on what strategies they have, because you definitely do not want to get thrown out at home. And the thing is I believe at one point Noble had a runner on third with maybe 1 out, and they hit the ball out to center field, and they hit it to the one person they didn't want to hit it to, and it was out there pretty good. I think if they had hit it maybe to left or right, the runner would have taken off and tagged up and come home, but they hit it to the wrong guy. And you know, that really scares other teams when you have someone out there in center field that changes your strategy.
And so at the end of this game, Portland comes away with a victory. They are 2-2 on the season. Noble drops to 0-4. And the final score in this one, Portland 7, Noble 4. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.